fantastic. We are here and super excited about this beautiful day. It's a lovely day out here in Johannesburg, and I'm sitting here with Shakira. Shakira, right?
Shakira Shinara.
Shakira Shinara.
Yeah.
There we go. I was practicing, and I need to make sure that I say it right. Shakira, thank you so much for joining us. We are here at the launch of the 2 million Rand Innovation Fund aimed at empowering, not really empowering, but rather pushing women in media in South Africa. And sitting here today, I'd like to find out a little bit more about who you are and what you do in your organization as well. You are from which organization and why are you here today?
So by training, I'm a public health specialist / practitioner, and I work in the global space, but throughout the African continent as well. I'm based at the World Health Organization in UN Women.
Okay.
And I was actually one of the very first women on the Quote This Women database 4 or 5 years ago, I think. And it's just been an incredible experience because I think 1, women's voices are missing from the media, but 2, young women's voices are missing from the media. And so it was incredible that, during COVID-19 specifically, I had provided an enormous amount of opinions and comments in the media to shape the narrative.
Oh, fantastic. And I like the fact that you acknowledge where Quote This Women is coming from. I didn't realize that many years. And I actually have never heard of them before. And I don't know, maybe it's a lack of maybe it's my ignorance. But how did you get in touch with them?
Well, it was actually a colleague who recommended me for the database, and I thought, okay, why not? But since then it's just been growth from strength to strength to strength.
Fantastic.
For example, they hold training. So for someone like me who's a researcher / a scientist, having media training is really important. And then these sorts of networking events have kicked off this year, which I think are phenomenal.
Sure. Oh, fantastic. So the one question that I'd really like to ask is, out of this launch and understanding the objective of this particular fund, what would you say would be the key indicators of something that is achieving something? We can, for example, launch many initiatives, but if we don't have the actual deliverables in place to see that this is where we started, this is where we are, what would you say for this initiative? What would be one of those indicators that we're doing something right?
Well, I think there's probably 2 or 3 indicators that I would think of, right? The one is it's a fund, it's an innovation fund. So to see this grow from maybe 2 million to 20 million to 200 million is important because that's investing in women's voices, right?
Sustainability as well.
That's my first, I would say, a big success indicator. The other 2 would be starting to document how many women are being quoted, their diversity, where they're based, how often are they quoted, what are the mediums. So starting to collect that sort of data.
Fantastic. And I'm speaking to someone that is from a more of a mathematics and science perspective. And I think, sorry about that, no, it's fine. Sorry, you can cut this one out, but let's start again. All right, but I like the fact that you've actually, you're talking from a very analytical point of view, which is really good because we can look at initiatives like this and we can look at the qualitative nature of it, but looking at the quantitative nature of the impact that they make. So you mentioned just now the documentation of those quoted women. Do you think there's infrastructure in place currently to ensure that that is something that can be monitored? And I'm saying this in particular when it comes to community media space is very vast in South Africa, but also independent community media space is also very rural. How can we overcome that kind of documentation?
Well, there's 2 parts to this answer. The one is that gender data is a problem globally and across fields. I mean, even in healthcare, which I work on, just recently, one of my colleagues had published an article on the gender pay gap in the health and care sector. It's the first ever report which shows what the pay gap is between males and females in the healthcare sector. We saw this come to light with Banyana during the World Cup, right?
Yes, sure.
And so that's the problem, is gender data is a problem across fields, etc. But what I do think is that there's, through Quote This Women's work, there's probably a way to start to measure this. And why I say this is, if I'm on the database, every time I'm quoted, I need to alert Quote This Woman.
Okay, so it's actually
Mm-hmm.
your responsibility as well.
I think so. Because I think they can chase us up, but if we don't meet them halfway as well, it's not going to work out.
Fantastic. Shakira, thank you so much for allowing us to interview you. And I think what you have said is really a mouthful. And it's something that, we need to carry across for other institutions as well, other initiatives, that we need to have tangible results and tangible kind of realizable impact that we can measure. And that's what I really appreciate about people like you, who say it's not just about institutions doing their part, it's also about individuals equipping themselves and informing Hopeful Women as an example about what they're doing. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Excuse the sound. We're just wrapping up. We took this opportunity, and it's such a great podcast that the organizers of this podcast are doing because they are actually innovative. And wherever they see an opportunity, they jump to it. And that is the power of media. It's always moving. And we hope that, we will be making sure that we coach this woman going forward. Thank you so much, Shakira.
Thanks
All
so
right,
much.
then. Have a good day. Thank you.